Hello, 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 my beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of The Motherload. I am your host, LWB. Today's podcast is brought to you by Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Spreaker.com, and a WWB production. With music by Mr. Andrew Riley. Well, folks, today it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to our next author, Miss Jennifer Ann Gordon. Jennifer is a professional ballroom dancer and choreographer, living and working in New England, which is in the northeastern region of the United States for my international listeners. Her debut novel, Beautiful, Frightening, and Silent, was published in February of 2020 with Breaking Rules Publishing. She has a soon-to-be-released collection of her mixed media art that will be published this spring, entitled Victoriana. And her follow-up novel, From Daylight to Madness, will be released in the summer of 2020. When she is not dancing or writing, Jennifer loves to travel with her fiancé, take photographs of abandoned buildings, and play with her dog, Lord Tubby. And with that, folks, I invite you to sit back, relax, and listen to Jennifer's chosen excerpt from her debut novel, Beautiful, Frightening, and Silent. Though it is only the latter half of the middle of November, the sun sets early on this day. The storm rolls in like soldiers in a battle. They fill this melancholy sky with letters to loved ones that will never be sent. This battle is one that is doomed on all sides. Could there possibly be any survivors from a battle so hard fought? Anthony knows better than to fight it. He gives in and he lets the dark come. The clouds grow heavy with guilt, broken promises, and half-remembered dreams. It washes over this part of the island, blanketing it in a thick fog. He looks outside and realizes that if fear had a singular look, it would look like this sky during these last ebbing days of his life. It is the manic gray light of a New England sky as it finally gives itself in to darkness. If there really are things in this house, his house, things that are dead, that walk alone in the dark, he can't feel them now. They too must have to eventually sleep. They are hunkered down, waiting for the storm as it makes its slow crawl out from under the bed, anxious to reach its hands up and touch your bare skin as you drift off to sleep. The surrounding air has a hollowness. The surrounding air has a holiness. The wind outside makes a sound like ice singing on a frozen pond as the first frozen crystal shards begin to fall from the sky. The pitter-patter against the house sounds like a child running wild after too much sugar. He wonders where the dead ones go when they suddenly grow quiet. He finds their absence unsettling. He scans the floor for small saltwater puddles. He reaches through the air for the cobwebs made of long, sinewy red hair. He strains his ears for the incessant whispering in his mother's room, and now he waits to hear a toy fire truck making its rounds through the upstairs bedrooms. There is nothing, only the heaviness of silence as he sits quietly. He strains his ears to hear what is happening underneath the sounds of wind and ice. He wonders if things are waking up underneath the stained sheets in the room that was once his mother's and his father's, lest he ever forget. It is at that moment that he hears it, a slow, bottomless gurgle like a sink with a clog deep in its pipes, the kind that costs thousands to be fixed, and then nothing is ever quite right after that. He coughs, and it feels like the insides of his chest explodes. He has the irrational thought that he has been shot. He coughs again, and it leads to a coughing fit that is both violent and exhausting. He bloodies the old hanky he keeps in his pocket, as well as 2 tissues. Anthony always buys the cheapest kind of tissues, so they are thin and easily overwhelmed. The blood leaks onto his hands, and it makes him woozy to look at it. Anthony thinks he knows where the dead ones go when they are quiet. They go inside of him. They burrow down deep, and they take the shape of holes in his lungs and small cancerous nodules. The growths that look like tiny fists as they grasp, punch, and claw for purchase. He feels them there now as the rot that was born inside him when he was young and broke that teacup finally comes of age. The rot is grown now, finally reaching its truest form. And with that, my friends, I give you Jennifer Ann Gordon's excerpt of her debut novel, Beautiful, Frightening, and Silent. Thank you, thank you, thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you, Jennifer, for your trust and your absolute gorgeous words that we got to relish and enjoy today. And folks, stay safe wherever you are. Know that you're blessed. Stay golden. Be in touch. We will link all of Jennifer's social media tags, her Facebook and Amazon author pages, links, and ensure that you will find a way to reach her. Until then, beautiful people, stay good. Get at your girl. I'm LWB. Until the next time, I'm out.